According to Oxfam, the Paradise Paper leak exposes the feeble attempt by governments globally to stop tax cheats. The global body that focuses on poverty alleviation asserts that tax evasion is fueling inequality. The data leak from the offshore law firm Appleby Global Group Services has named a series of South African firms. Among the corporates named is Glencore, Standard Bank, Shanduka and Investec. Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa, until recently, held a 30% stake in Shanduka. The question is whether SARS has the capacity to deal with and investigate the Paradise Papers and the firms named. In a statement, SARS says it is aware of the data leaks dubbed Paradise Papers and that they are working with treaty partners in this regard, as was done with the Panama Papers. The Revenue Service says that data leaks are subjected to SARS standard compliance processes and that they are collaborating with other tax customs jurisdictions to ensure that South Africa tax laws are complied with. Here are some of the consequences of massive tax evasion that South Africa is dealing with. A staggering amount of 1.7 trillion rand has left South Africa between 2002 and 2012 in illicit funds. 60 billion rands left South Africa in illicit flows in just 2015 to 2016. Over the past 5 decades, Africa has reportedly lost more than $1 trillion in illicit financial outflows. FIC has failed in its mandate to plug the hole, allowing trillions of rands to escape South Africa. The South African Reserve Bank is mum on the money flight, which, if prevented, could have transformed the South African economy.
We are looking at this scandal again as an onslaught on the African people. Remember that only a few months ago, South African companies, white monopoly capital, was referred to the Competition Commission for violating several laws of South Africa by colluding in terms of defrauding the South African government in taxes, by colluding in terms of price fixing. All these allegations are still being investigated by the Competition Commission.
Revenue Service can only do something to the extent that they are empowered in law to do so. So at the moment, pretty much they are limited in terms of what they can do, but there is something that they can do. It is very comforting to hear that they are in fact going to be following up on these leaks. And we wait with great anticipation to see if the guilty will be brought to book, applying the existing laws.
Cindy, South Africa has regulation. There are laws that actually prevent anyone stashing away money in tax havens. If you recall, there was a point where South Africa's resources and assets and people who held money in various destinations and actually constituencies, jurisprudences across the world were required that they will be given amnesty. If you recall very well, there was a time when Pravin Gordhan was still a commissioner of SARS. They gave away a broad amnesty to say, bring in the money, declare whatever you have outside South Africa. And as a result, through that declaration, we will then give you a pardon. And through that amnesty period, you will not be actually taxed and there will not be punitive measures taken against you. That period and phase actually completely lapsed. And once it lapsed, people who brought and declared what they had in South Africa were then given amnesty.